Good afternoon, and welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Crackpack. So, I want to start off by saying that I apologize. Videos have been a little bit late the past couple days, or postponed, that kind of thing. Of course, it was Thanksgiving, and it's been really hectic here. I tried to get as much out as I could for you guys, and I'm starting to get everything back to how it was, you know. So I do appreciate you guys' patience and everything with that. You'll notice that I did finish out building out this section. I also finished out the bridges. And I went ahead and put a tree down here. I'm going to start doing like flowers and little decorations like that. I also found a tree of transformation sapling, so I went ahead and set this up. This can actually be used to change animals over by putting them underneath here. And I believe you have to use transformation powder on the animal, if I recall correctly. But that way you can create rams and from sheep, and you can create boars from pigs, and you can create deer from cows, I believe. But of course, if you're playing in generally any mod pack, you're going to have soul vials, you're going to have golden lassos, you're going to have safari gnats, etc. And of course, you can just capture the animal and bring it back with you from the Twilight Forest. So I don't worry too much about the, changing that stuff over, because it's easier to do it this way. Anyway, today I want to start getting into a bit more Draconic evolution, because of course there's a lot of really nice things that we still have left to do with that mod, and I want to build our power multiblock up here, because that would be really, really nice. One of my next major building projects as far as the magical side is I want to do the library. So we're going to start doing that fairly soon, and also getting back into some Thaumcraft and stuff like that. I feel like Botania's at a pretty good point, and unless we use it for certain builds or do certain builds for it, we don't have a whole lot left to do. I will do the enchanting for Botania fairly soon, and we're going to set up a few more mana gens, things like that. Blood magic is kind of in the same boat. We still have a little bit more to do. I need to cover spells, spell crafting, and things like that. But as far as magic goes, it's mainly Witchery and Thaumcraft that are going to take a focal point as far as the magical stuff goes. And I also want to get that library set up with you guys. So anyway, to make our Draconic Evolution multi-block, this information tablet definitely comes in handy. Because if you scroll down, it's weird because it duplicates. Anytime you open and close this in a single playthrough, it duplicates all the entries. So... but we are going to be setting up this energy storage multi-block. If you haven't seen it before, it's a really amazing looking structure. So the first thing that we're going to need, we're going to go ahead and build all the way up. If you saw the build showcase, I had set one of these up in a creative world, basically copied over the world and set one of these up, and they're absolutely amazing. Now we're going to need 328 redstone blocks, and we're going to need 218 draconium. So it's quite a bit, but you'll notice that it can store 2.14 trillion RF. Now originally I was thinking about setting this up to actually store the power from our reactor, but thanks to Real KC, he pointed out I could just do the mechanism one, and honestly, fully built out, it's stronger. But I did go ahead and get quite a bit of draconium, and of course we've got quite a bit of redstone. So let's go ahead. I'm going to get a bunch of this stuff together. Alright, I got a bunch of blocks of redstone, a bunch of draconium blocks. Now the next thing, if we look at Draconic Evolution, we're going to need to get ourselves a few particle generators. Oh, I forgot I had that zombie soul in here. We might use it. I also kind of want to show you guys, I don't think I've done it on camera where we resurrect the Enderdragon. So I may show you guys how to do that as well, because I've been doing it a bit off camera, but it dawned on me this morning that I don't think I've done that on camera yet. And then the next thing that we're going to want is going to be this energy core from Draconic Evolution. We are going to need a wyvern core. Oh, that's my redstone for the build, but I can always make more. There we go. There's our energy core. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab just a little bit of cobblestone just for initially plotting this out. So now that we've got that, what we're going to need to do is find our center point. So the first thing is we are going to put in our Reactor Stabilizers. I went ahead and placed just a little bit of cobblestone here. We're going to want our particle generators, my bad. We'll put those in just like that. And here, here, and here. And then we are going to find the center point. So basically we just need to bring these two together so we know where to put our Draconic core. So right there, and we'll place our energy core down. And now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to bring this out. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All redstone so far. Whoops. 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is going to indicate where we want to do our 3x3 rungs. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to bring this, whoops, we're just going to bring these out, and we'll do something like this. So you end up with this solid block, and then we're going to bring these out again, and then I'm going to go grab I'm going to grab my builder's wand to finish placing these out. So give me 1 second. So now we have a structure that looks just like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring out these rungs now all the way to the end of their points. Just like this. So now we end up with these like big 3x3 chunks coming off of that. And now we need to go ahead and make a line around these. First off on the, right up against the initial, or the center of it, I guess would be the way to put it. So we'll connect all this up. So now we have something just like this. And now the next step that we want to do is go ahead and bring this all out again. So basically what you're going to end up with is a line of these right below that. So you kind of have like a step type shape. And so I'll continue building this out. It takes a second, so. So now we have something that looks just like this. So, quite a bit of redstone goes into this. I had to go make another stack of this actually. And so the next thing that we want to do is we want to encase all of this in Draconian blocks. So it does take a lot of Draconium, like a couple thousand, easy. So let's go ahead and then what you're going to end up with is something like this. Make sure when you're setting this up, make sure and get these corners, because if you're just flying around and looking for places that are already covered up with redstone, or that have redstone exposed, this is going to look like it's fine. You do want to make sure and have those corners put. Generally when I have issues with that, I double check that, or whenever I have issues forming it, I double check it, and that's always my problem point, is those little corners there. So do make sure and get those, if you're having any issue. So now all you need to do is just come up and right click or shift right click your particle generator, and it's going to form your energy core. Now if you want to input into this, what you're going to need to do, which I'm not going to personally use it for energy storage, but if you need, if you want to store energy in this, okay, that took me a second to notice it. It is this energy pylon. You actually craft these two at a time. They're fairly cheap. And what they're going to do is I'll go ahead and set one up, actually. And I'll tell you what, let's make a really easy system to control the weather. How's that? Because I'm so sick of the rain here, it's driving me absolutely insane. So let's set that up really, really quick. Then I'll show you how to input and pull out energy through the Draconic multi-block. So I think what we're going to get is we're going to get ourselves a weather controller. So let's see, we're going to need an enchantment table, That's fine. And, oops, some TNT. So we got our weather controller. And now let's also go ahead and get ourselves a rain sensor. What else do I need? Weighted pressure plate. Oh, that's expensive. I don't have enough iron. And this is just something really, really easy to do with Draconic Evolution. So let's go... Where do I want to put it? I'll set it right here. That'll be fine. So we're going to set this up, and you'll notice that it has charges. So what we're going to need to do is put some emeralds into this. Oh, I don't like it. Okay. But we'll throw some emeralds into this, and each emerald's going to give it 10 charges. And then what we can do is we can set a rain sensor onto this. And it's going to do that. And there we go. Basically, anytime that it gets a redstone signal, it's going to activate and go, okay, there's rain. And shoot that stuff off and change it over. Now, you could turn the rain on if you so desired it. But, you know, I hate the rain. I get tired of it. So, that's just an easy little Draconic Evolution thing you can set up if you don't like the rain. So, I think that looks so much better, by the way, with this on the top. But if you want to add and remove energy from this, what you can do is you can put an energy pylon, and it just needs to be within 15 blocks of the multi-block structure. So we're just going to set it right here, and then what we'll do is we'll put glass on either the top or the bottom, which is basically just going to dictate where this aura gets placed. So if we put it on the top here, you'll notice that we get this nice little aura. And then what we can do is we can set up, say, a vibrant capacitor bank. And say you're going to output to this energy pylon. Well, oddly enough, it's not connecting. Okay, for some reason, it was not connecting when it was placed over here on top of these carpenter's blocks. I don't know if that's a bug. I'm assuming that's a bug. So anyway, within 15 blocks, you'll notice I can put it here if I wanted to, and then just set up my vibrant capacitor bank, and it's going to start pulling or pushing power. Now, that's if this aura is like radiating outwards. That means it's going to take any energy and output it to the connected energy core. And you'll notice the energy core is rising in power right now if you look at the top left. So it's going to rise at a fairly decent rate, pretty much as fast, I believe, as this can output. Yes. Now, however, if we take and we right-click this, you'll notice that now this is going up and our particles are coming in. The aura is radiating in towards the center. That's how you set it to pull power from the multi-block into, you know, connected pipes or whatever. So, that's pretty much how to set that up. I'm going to go put this back in the energy station over here. So anyway, the next thing that I want to do is I want to get into another feature of Draconic Evolution, which is equipment modification. By the way, for those of you that, I'm sure you've noticed that my mouse is totally bugging out. I do have a new mouse coming in, should be in next week. So the left click on this one, I've just used it too much. So what I want to get is going to be this upgrade modifier, and it's fairly cheap to get. So let's go ahead and grab our upgrade modifier, and I'm just going to set it up like right over here. If you open it up, you'll notice there's a little GUI here. I think the first thing that I'm going to work on is probably going to be our Draconic chest, I think. Now you'll notice that it says cores, and like the chest plate here has a cap of 6. We have 0 installed, so we have 6 free caps. Now down here you'll see RF capacity, shield recovery, and then you can put in basically cores to upgrade this. Now there's different tiers. The standard Draconic cores only give you a value of 1 point, whereas the Wyvern cores give you 2 points, and Draconic cores give you 4 points. Now, I would suggest, if you have the resources, go all Draconic, because, you know, this doesn't take up 4 cores. it only takes 1 core, but it gives you 4 points in the, whatever you set it to. So basically, you can put 6 cores, and it can be any combination of Draconic, Wyvern, and Awakened. What am I talking about? What is the... What? Awakened core. Okay, I was calling it Draconic. Okay, Draconic, Wyvern, Awakened. I keep thinking, like, the Awakened stuff is Draconic when it's armor, and it's Awakened. Yeah. Anyway... it can have any combination of 6 of those. So for right now, I'll tell you what, I don't think I have any nether stars left. I think I blasted through the last of them. Yes, and I have 11 wither skulls left. Okay. Alright, I could run the spawner. Give me a second. Let me go out. I think... Haha, it started raining. And just automatically took care of that for us. I think maybe next episode. Oh wow, we need soul sand too. Like, really bad. Possibly next episode we may set up a wither spawner. And I believe we can actually make... Yeah, so next episode we may automate a system with the alchemic chemistry set with blood magic, and go ahead and automate soul sand production, and then automate the wither as well. I think that would be a lot of fun. So we may do that next episode, because nether stars are just a pain. And I don't really want to have to go mine soul sand, you know. So give me just a second here. Actually, I may show you guys the first kill, so you can see kind of the difference once you get Draconic gear, like how easy it is, really. So here he comes. I'm just going to go straight up melee on this guy. Where'd you go? Hey. It's so different, you know, going from, so easy. Going from, like, the 1.7 stuff and then going over to the 1.10 stuff. Like, it's so... It is so different because of the combat style. Like, if you guys haven't tried the 1.10 combat style, you know, you definitely should. It's so much different because you have to, like, time your strikes. Like, it is excessively different. Alright, so I got the 3 nether stars that we need, and now we've got 3 wyvern cores. So now if we were to take our chest plate, throw it onto here, we can say, let's say we want shield capacity. And actually, I'll tell you what, I'm going to grab another, just a Draconic core, so I can show you the difference. Alright, so if we've got this, and say we want RF capacity, if we add in that Draconic core, it gives it 1 point. However, if we add in wyvern cores, of course, it gives it 2 points. And so, and you can put up to 50 points in this. You can't even get that many. But we can add in, and you'll notice that if we look at the RF capacity, it's 10 million. If we add a Draconic core, we get 15 million. And if we add in a wyvern core, we get 20 million. So, and then of course, if we add in an awakened core, we get 20 million for that. So, it's definitely something that we want. That's why I want to go ahead and automate the wither, I think, next episode with like a nice system. But on the plus side, you can always upgrade these as you go, and you can pull them off and you get your cores back. So it's not really a loss. So for now, I'm going to go with 1 on that, and then we're going to go... Yeah, we're going to do 1 on each of them. So we have a little bit quicker shield recovery, shield capacity, and RF capacity. Which definitely helps us out. So that's charging up. Give me a minute. I think I'm out of mob souls. Pretty much. Oh, I've got this one evolved zombie. Let me go grab some, and I will show you guys, because I don't think I've talked about it on camera. I'll show you guys how to spawn the Enderdragon. Okay, so the Resurrection Stone, by the way, it's a little bit of a grind there, because you do have to have 4 mob souls, and then 4 wyvern cores, and a Draconian block. But anyway, if you place this Resurrection Stone in the center, and have your obsidian placed around the edge of that. Now this obsidian is the only block in this ritual that's not going to be destroyed. So just a heads up on that. So you can leave, have a little area where, you spawn this up or whatever. And then put your glowstone on the corners and then set up your pillars. And now, by the way, if you look inside of the tablet, there's like a layout, for the pillars, but you don't actually have to do it in that particular layout. Like really as long as they're within like 15 blocks, I believe it is, of the resurrection stone and the centralized setup, that'll work fine. But anyway, you're going to do 4 pillar quartz blocks with diamond blocks on top of it. And then you're going to want 2 double pillars laid out just like this. And there we go. That's all you got to do. And then you're just going to right click your resurrection stone and it's going to start a bit of particle effects and lightning strikes and all that good stuff. A little bit of a light show. And it's going to slowly start bringing back all of the, what are they called? The ender crystals. That's what it is. And as the resurrection, as the whole light show and stuff goes on, you can actually fly around and go ahead and start destroying these, because the ritual does last for quite a while. So you have plenty of time to destroy a fair number of these before the Enderdragon spawns up. And you'll notice the dragon's just about to resurrect. There we go. And the stuff got a bit more intense, as time went on and everything. But I did manage to destroy all of the ender crystals, I believe. Yeah. Oh, no, I missed one right there. Okay, well, we'll take that out. And he is going to have a little while where he regens health by default. You'll notice, like, right now I can't hurt him. I want to say it's like 10 seconds or something like that. Where he's pretty much going to be unkillable. It may be a little bit longer than that. There we go. Now he's stopped regenning. And you'll notice that the graphic on this dragon's a little bit different than the standard dragon. Of course, it has like those green, almost like scale effects on it. Also worth noting, this dragon does get slightly more difficult every time you kill him, though, and I think it goes up to like 50 kills or something. If you ever played Dragon's Dogma, of course, the ending dragon on that was really, really similar as well. But anyway, he's going to die. You're going to get a dragon heart, and there's going to be much rejoicing. Also, he is going to drop a little bit of draconic dust and a shader grab bag. Also, let's go over to the center. You'll notice that a new dragon egg will spawn, and basically this whole little structure will basically respawn. It'll spawn in the same spot, but all the torches will come back, and the dragon egg and everything. So where did my dragon egg go? Okay, I'm not sure. I have no clue. But anyway, you can get another dragon egg. I have a bunch of them, so I'm not too concerned about that. But one other block that I want to show you before we end out, and I actually made one already while I was waiting for that stuff, is the Sundial. Now, this takes an awakened core, draconic cores, a dragon egg, an enchantment table, and then just some of this draconium ingots. But it's a very, very nice block. If we kick it on, it is a little bit noisy, just a forewarning, so I do suggest that you turn your volume down, possibly. But if we turn that on, it's going to charge up, and basically you just need a redstone signal on it to activate it, and it's going to start basically speeding up time. So if you move away from it, it does get a little bit quieter, but there's still that popping sound, and it's going to speed up time as long as you run it, and then of course you can break the redstone signal to it, and it's going to turn off. Now this can be set up with daylight sensors and stuff to automatically, whenever it turns night, speed it up to where it's daytime again. Also, some testing that I've done in the past, things that are related to days passing. So for example, the Ender Lily seeds, those actually have a time basis to how fast that they can grow, because they're only allowed to get one growth every so many hours, depending on what it's planted on and different things like that. However, speeding up the time does affect that, so you can actually, if you have something to update the block more quickly, you can, in fact, speed up Enderlily seed growth that way. Also, if you're in like a pack, say, that has hardcore quest enabled, you know, and you have, say, a quest that's repeatable that can be done once every 5 days or once every 10 days or something like that, you can actually speed up the time with the Sundial, and that will affect that quest and allow you to turn it in quicker. So there's a couple of things like that that you can do with the Sundial. And, you know, pretty much anything I've seen that I can think of that's related to, you know, it has a long cooldown or days passes, that kind of thing. The Sundial seems to affect that because it actually affects your amount of days on the pack or whatever, you know. So, for example, mod packs that will display the number of days that you've played or whatever, that is affected by the Sundial. So, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I do believe I'm going to end it out there. We covered a lot of Draconic Evolution stuff, a lot of basically what was left, minus the Chaos Dragon. So, we'll probably be fighting the Chaos Dragon fairly soon, because I want to do a Draconic Reactor on here as well. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button, and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already for more daily videos. And until next time, as always, do take care, and I hope to see you guys then.